to 709 Meridian, an audio commentary podcast. My name's Andrew.
And this is D.
And we are working our way through the Nightmares on Elm Street. Returning to the franchise after last summer's little toe dip with the original and the remake. But we are now working our way through 2 through, New Nightmare. So 2 through 7, as it were.
Yeah.
And we are in the back half of the trilogy here with Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Child, also known as Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, but they decided to be fancy with this one, which really did not pay off for them. So we discussed last time that Dream Child is a direct sequel to The Dream Master. That would be the end of the direct sequels to, which was a direct sequel to the Dream Warriors. And so basically we have this Dream trilogy of sorts. And this wraps it up, not because the story's over, but because this one did not do well enough, and they had to sort of kill the franchise and figure out a way to kill it off. So we'll see that next time with Freddy's Dead. But here we have Stephen Hopkins in his, I think, U.S. debut, as well as, and not written by Brian Hegland, which is something I've been saying for the past 2 or 3 episodes at least, but it is written by Leslie Bohm, who wrote, I believe, Dante's Peak, and what was the Steven Spielberg produced Alien? Not the long one, not Falling Skies. I think it was Taken. I believe Leslie Bohm wrote Taken. I'm not looking it up because Leslie Bohm's a bit of a hack. But this was a story idea for the first one that they just sort of were able to recycle because it involves teen pregnancy. And we have returning player Lisa Wilcox and Danny Hassel, I believe his name is. We'll get to talk about their returns, and it's a short one, so yeah.
Yeah, let's slip it on.
Let's get going here.
Because it goes quick.
It does indeed. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1, play. So I keep meaning to look up the old New Line like film logo, but when I see it drawn or like on a poster or something, it's nothing like I remember it. I need to go find the one that's in front of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, like the original from that. That would probably
that's
be
the one.
Yeah. We do not open with a quote this time. We've been opening with a quote since the second one. The second one had a quote, I think. Maybe not, but definitely 3 and 4 had quotes.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is, as we sort of discussed last time, this is one of those times that they had the biggest hit of the franchise and they managed to kill it thanks to the second one.
Yeah, because it just wasn't good.
Starting with this decision. Our opening credits, Kelly Jo Minter. Hassel. Our opening credits are set over
somebody getting it on.
Somebody getting it on, and in the context of the film, it is the conception scene of the Dream Child, which we don't really need, especially given that, we've talked about how Nightmare on Elm Street was not really a TNA slasher. You got a little bit of T to make that one person in the party happy.
Yeah.
But it is not a...
It was very... The effects kind of carried it all.
But it's not like Friday the 13th where they have actual soft core entries, right?
Yeah,
like
a little gratuitous in a way, some of them.
But it's just kind of like it sort of foreshadows
shot in a way.
Yeah, this is very no. But I mean, this is very Zalman King must have come in and shot it for him. um, but it sort of foreshadows the fact that they do not have very many good ideas for this movie. Sort of, including repeating the unlikable aspects of the last one, right? Like we'll talk about it with Danny, though I believe this is not Danny. I believe this is a body double for Danny.
Yeah, it's body doubles for both of them.
Is it? Okay. Which means that they really didn't have an opening. No, that's Lisa Wilcox. You just can't tell.
Well, no, right here it is.
Because, well, yeah, but the earlier stuff. But I don't even think it's Danny kissing her goodbye. Because Lisa Wilcox has dyed blonde hair in this one. So she basically looks more like she's playing. What was the Patricia Arquette's name from 3?
Oh, Kristen.
Kristen versus her character from last time. Like, there's no stringy dyed red hair, which was her character's sort of distinguishing characteristic. Like, come on, that doesn't look like the chick from the last one. It looks like Rachel Nichols. Like, come on. We're also going to get into what it takes to bring Freddy back, which should have really set them up for a half dozen movies. Like, and what's really going to be the unfortunate thing about this, particularly since I like Stephen Hopkins, is that the dream tears in this, they're all pretty basic and
yeah, they're a little easy to do.
Yeah, this is the one that makes you go, "Oh, it's like Poltergeist 3." It's better than Poltergeist 3.
Well, because somebody knew how to stay loyal to, I guess, the visual.
Yeah. Also,
and around this time, they were doing the show. So, they could keep a consistent look of certain things. Like it does look like an Elm Street movie.
Right. I wonder what was cost more, this or Poltergeist 3. Because I mean, Poltergeist 3's other problem with its effects are they're bad. Like that's like the real problem. They're bad. Okay. So this is the one where we go in heavy on Freddy's mother's origin story, which will lead to. Now, she showed up in 3,
right,
and told Craig Wasson that they needed to bury his bones on sacred ground, but Craig Wasson, it turns out, wasn't ordained enough to do that.
There was a unmasked Robert Englund for a second.
I think that's his only cameo in this. Or he might come back. So now we established this happened in the 40s. I'm pretty sure Amanda Kruger wouldn't have a name tag and nobody else would if anybody had a name tag in this pre-fucking Cuckoo's Nest type situation here. Yeah.
Oh, so we're going to do the cartoon thing where... Oh, wait a minute, then.
Wait, no.
He's not Freddy. He's
Right, he's Freddy's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's usually something to save for the ending.
Right. So, as we discussed last time, or for four, we had this sort of indistinct period since the last movie, and it was sort of weird that everybody was at the high school. It's basically the same thing in this one, is she's going to have a bunch of an entirely new friend group. And
Yeah,
where'd they come
she's going to
from?
be well balanced and not
Yeah.
traumatized by having lost all of her friends
Her
and brother.
dad is going to be a sweetheart at this point, which is kind of cute. Like, I don't know what happens to dad. Does dad live? So,
Yeah, I think
according
so.
to the trivia page, this was originally a lengthy sequence, to which I'm just kind of like, why? Why was this a lengthy sequence? Who was asking for this to be a lengthy sequence type thing?
Hey, hey,
Kelly Jo Minter?
Kelly Joe. Oh, yeah, this is the gang here.
Yeah, this is the one where everybody's incredibly unlikable except for Kelly Jo Minter and maybe the boyfriend, Dan. Because he
Yeah,
like,
he's all right as far
right.
as we don't get much out of him in this.
No, we don't. We'll discuss.
Because this just goes from 0 to like 10.
Yeah, when they say that they had more stuff that they wanted to do, it's confusing what the hell Clarence Felder there in
Mm.
one of his more sober performances, which is kind of a. But these two are just like,
Oh, oh my God.
yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I don't watch this one too often. Because
The
can you believe it? We
what's
graduated 14th grade.
what's weird is that like, in addition to her not looking the same as she did in the last movie, is that he doesn't seem to like. Now he was a dumb jock in the last one, but he was a dumb jock with a heart of gold. Um, it he does not give off the impression that he's lived through a Nightmare on Elm Street for the Dream Master. Also, why the fuck isn't she the Dream Master anymore? Though I think they go back to the place where they had the final battle.
Yeah. It's kind of a where she forfeited, maybe, because
Yeah.
everything went to normal.
But it's a really weird way to continue like your franchise. Like you don't need to continue her story necessarily.
I think it was because the fans, the
Yeah.
mythology,
And then
because of
they
the passing
immediate
on and all of that.
yeah, and then they immediately piss him off. Like
Right. Yeah, they should have came stronger with something else,
one of
or at
the
least to
weird
follow the last one.
yeah, there's dad. He's turned a corner.
Like Alice seeking out other dream masters or something. Yeah, there's something.
Why isn't it Alice at college? Why isn't it something other
Yeah.
than still like we got to start with high school? You don't have to start. We've been saying these kids should have been graduated for 2 movies. Like, shut up. Like,
Oh, oh. Now this is what 89 still, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so we haven't yet got 90210
no.
for
We've
the
got
lovable
this
gang.
weird ass shit going on with the unrelated football coach coming in. I think some of the problem is you can only give Danny Hassel so much to do, and well,
Right.
especially in this, because I mean, like,
It's just they have him play it as though he's ascended to lovable character status.
and he
And
hasn't.
right.
Like,
Like we just barely he could have been played by a whole different actor here.
right, and I mean,
Nobody would.
so well, I mean, it's like her, man. Come on, like,
Well, no, Alice.
tell
I
me
mean, they could have done it, but
they could
she
have kept her
sort of
hair. They could have kept her
right. They could have
hair.
kept the hair.
So apparently, this is the last time the jump roping happens till the remake or something, or maybe New Nightmare. I find
Besides, I'm
it,
sure Lisa Wilcox was affordable. I doubt she was going to demand like crazy shit for the next one.
except maybe not ruining her hair for a year.
Mm.
Oh, hey, let's have a sequel.
Dun dun dun. Oh, Labyrinth.
Yep, we get some questionably competent matte paintings and that music. So now the tower here, we've already seen the tower, presumably, and it was next to the hospital in 3,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's not anymore.
Well, it's somewhere located by probably the cemetery, right? Because there's always something in proximity to the cemetery, or it's the Myers house.
This is also the basement from the last movie, The Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
This is the hospital. So there you go.
Oh,
What's that?
oh yeah, we forgot to mention at this point, going from Freddy Mania to Freddy Overload, and this is Freddy Overload. This is why I think they felt they knew they could slack, or because they rushed it. I think Freddy's Nightmare started at this point. So now, kind of like Star Trek, there was just too much Freddy.
Right.
Although Star Trek kind of became consistently better, or at least till DS9. Oh, and that's something else they did right there. They wheeled it in, it was Alice, and then they swap out. It's
Yeah,
kind of cool. Uh-oh. It's the lizard baby from V.
right.
Oh God. Ghoulies 3.
Mhm. That's what this kind of feels like, right? Like this feels like I can't believe it was a theatrical release 80s horror movie. Like,
Yeah, because it feels almost like a knockoff Freddy in a way.
okay, so we're back in the final battle-ish church from last time with some changes, but like vaguely similar.
It's still like a prayer church. The When Doves Cry church. Oh God.
So last time we talked a lot about the effects and all the various effects houses they had working on the movie and all the big sequences. Well, we can check, but I'm pretty sure this has a single effects house.
Huh.
And also, these basket case 2 level effects are about.
Yeah. That shit was fucking. Oh man.
But there's absolutely no way to defeat Freddy if you dream him back into existence, is what he will soon say, which is weird because, like, Danny doesn't dream, is what we're supposed to take out of this, like, at all or something.
Oh.
Because, like, she's not the only one who could have a dream about him.
Yeah, and then you gotta account for all the people in Springwood. The
Right, why
ones
can't.
that yeah, the ones that like dealt with him before, the ones he
What,
didn't get.
well, like John Saxon. Why couldn't John Saxon
Yeah.
dream him back? Or Kristen's mom?
Yeah, there's something kind of off balance about it. Okay. Here comes some trailer shots.
Mhm. Get ready for maximum England.
Oh wow. You know what this feels like? It actually feels like one of the one shot Nightmare on Elm Street comics.
I mean, it wasn't because he can only hurt people on Elm Street or something. Okay, we got
See,
some.
bitch.
Look for me in the tower.
Yeah, I really don't like how here back into the dream world, Alice is kind of normalish.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think in the dream world, regardless, she would have a little more power and courage.
Well, now she's just been unconscious during the day, and we never get it, or in the early evening, we never get into how that really works, though they do try to explain what's going on,
Mm.
or they at least hint at it. But I don't want to spoil anything for a movie subtitled The Dream Child just yet. Kids are all having a pool party.
Pool parties were never that fun. Not as fun as they trying to make it look.
The school pool has an alligator. Okay. So,
Oh right, Kelly Joe's a diver.
yeah, is that important? I think there's actually a sequence for it.
Yeah.
God, this guy sucks.
What's worse is he really looks like the character he's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Like that's a little too on the
plus
nose.
minus being 25.
Right. Right.
Well, it is kind of super shitty because it's like you got Kelly Jo Minter. Why didn't you just pluck other people from summer school cast? Like,
Yeah.
how the fuck did Dean Cameron never do one of these? Like,
Not him, but the other guy. I could
oh
see.
yeah, Dave, sure.
Right. Because Dean Cameron looked too damn old too.
Yeah. Oh my god. He
Hey.
doesn't draw it loaded with blood. We didn't see any blood. Though I just realized that is his superhero, who I don't think he dresses up like to fight Freddy. I might be wrong, but
No, no.
he does. Okay. That superhero looks like the flashback Iron Fists from the Matt Fraction Iron Fist series. So what I'm saying is, did Marvel steal this from Nightmare on Elm Street? Maybe. All right. We are 25 minutes in. There is an hour and 5 minutes left of this movie. How much longer do we think third build Danny Hassel's gonna live?
And he's on a hustle to get out of
Mhm.
the pool area.
Bring the booze. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is another one where everybody's going to be tired, but there's going to be no impression of
You
that.
know, actual transition into.
And we'll talk about what's her face, Alice's slipping into dreams versus Danny's, which makes sense and why it doesn't. But like, yeah, Danny once again fell asleep driving, and just like in the last movie, he's not any more careful about it. And
No.
now
Like
that's going to
really,
be
he's the guy who's supposed to be drinking a Red Bull before he gets in a
right.
car. Uh, uh.
But like, this is a really cheap fucking dream sequence for what we've established, like after last time.
Yeah. What the
Like,
fuck?
and it's just Freddy being gross. It's just
Yeah.
weird,
It's just
gross shit.
stupid.
Yeah,
1-900-909 Freddy.
pretty much.
Oh, so he looped right back around into the. This
Yeah, but
shit
I
is
think
weird.
he's gonna die out on the street though.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, this is part of the dream then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's gonna die because the motorcycle. I think. Oh,
Oh
this is the one with all the
yeah.
makeup. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the one
He-
where he turns into the dude from Mad Max Fury
right, he
Road.
becomes the motorcycle cyborg fucking.
It's just like there's just a bunch of stupid shit in this one is the problem. Like all of that, like, oh, there was a Writers Guild strike, so Rennie Harlan came up with all the dream sequences. Rennie Harlan came up with a lot better dream sequences than this shit. Because I mean, like, Freddy's not even a part of this. Like, what?
Well, except for that.
Mhm.
It's stupid. That's
This actually seems more like it'd be the second season premiere of Freddy's Nightmares than
yeah.
like a franchise thing.
And that was another weird thing about that show is that it was questionable whether or not you had to take it as continuity with the movies
Mm,
or its own thing.
there's Darth Vader for some reason. Like, okay, Sebastian Shaw over there.
Right. Look, you were right.
Shouldn't she get his powers? Also, he was asleep
Wait,
for a long time. Or was that the wrong movie?
no, well,
She
he
got the
didn't have
powers.
any. I doubt he had.
Oh, come on now. He must have had some dream powers.
Look how Lunkhead got killed. He went straight to sleep. Oh, look, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wah, wah, wah.
Why would
Fire.
Freddy have said that? Oh wait, let's see if we find out in this scene. So the other thing all right, I'm gonna spoil it for everybody. Alice is pregnant. We're about to find out. And the way Freddy's back is he's gotten into the baby's dreams. Now,
Right.
pretty sure the baby doesn't have a developed enough brain to have dreams yet. Pin in that, or not even a pin in that, because we don't approach that. But
For some reason, they really. She never looks pregnant in the movie at all.
nope,
But
that baby's got a big enough head to have dreams. Yep.
yeah.
But the way Freddy got back is he got into the fetus's dreams, and the
Mm-hmm.
fetus pulled her into dreams. We never see like what she's up to when she's in a trance. Also, the dream baby stuff is kind of like I don't know. This is just like an amalgam of two bad ideas, right? Like
Yeah, I don't know why they went the kid route, anyways.
probably because it was fast.
Yeah, like instead of just having Alice just go up against him again somehow.
Like reassemble some dream warriors, anything. Well, no, because that would
Yeah.
well,
Uh,
no, because this is the thing, right? Like this is clearly cheaper than four. Like,
yeah, because you don't have, and they're gonna dispatch. There's a lot of Alice stuff here, but we're not gonna have too much more of the crew.
now. So we'll talk about it when we get to it, but apparently the other survivor does go on to appearances in the comics,
Huh.
which I did not track down which those were because I mean shit, didn't they start doing Freddy comics around this time anyway? Like wasn't this around
Yeah. Who had them? They went through a couple of companies. Like I think Marvel did one. I think Now Comics did.
yeah, now's who I'm thinking of. Here we have a little child who wants to talk about velociraptors not being scary.
Oh yeah, Casper before he died, looking.
So
Glad it wasn't that other kid who actually ends up in one of these. I guess he would have been too small at this point. The one
mm,
from New Nightmare,
oh god,
who
that
played
one.
who played the kid in every fucking movie for a while.
Like this kind of thing, I saw somebody say like all child actors are good. No, they're not.
No,
Like they're
no,
not.
and I'm not trying to pick on him or nothing, but you know,
No.
I
That's not a true statement.
him and
Like
that damn the little girl who I couldn't stand. Uh, people said she was good. Bailey Madison. God damn it.
no idea who that is.
No, yeah, her as a child, she's old. She's older now, but
Oh my god, dude, funny hair's 30. Um yeah, I guess at least it wasn't it's a little shit from Dick Tracy that went on to be
oh,
like a super piece of shit. Yeah. Well, I had no idea that the kid from Jurassic Park was in a lot more, but he was in some other shit. He was in It Runs in the Family.
yeah, he played replacement Scott,
Okay.
who in
I didn't see
turn
that.
played in Freddy versus Jason as the one guy's older brother.
That's right. We talked about that.
Oh, here's his fake Punisher.
Okay, maybe she doesn't look like Kristen from the last movie, but she does not look like Lisa Wilcox from the last movie.
No, there's definitely a transformation having taken place.
Yeah.
But then again, she looks different. I mean, if you watch the early half of the part four to the end, she looks different.
Yeah.
She just still has red hair.
Okay, so none of these kids, her friends, believe her about Freddy Krueger. Yet again,
Right, another round of people who live in the town that's been in fear of Freddy for decades. People her age should have been heard about the shit by now.
I mean, especially the one who's 30, like he's been in high school long enough to know, like lots of the kids who've died.
Now, she's the reason why they should have took place in college.
Yeah.
There's nothing about her that says high school chick.
Nope. She's a grown ass woman. Yeah. Who played the lead or the title character in Zandali, the Judge Reinhold Nicolas Cage movie I've still never seen.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
She did something other than this, huh?
This and Red Shoe Diaries, man.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. And then appears to have retired. Okay, so here we're gonna have Dad be supportive about her having a little baby. He's gonna make a comment about how it'd be nice to have another boy around the house, which will be the only reference to her brother, who was like,
And that's something else they could have leaned on a little.
"Mhm.
Where's your flashback with your brother that you were so close with?
Why
They
isn't the
could have
brother? He could have come back for some shit. Like,
right. He could have come back as a I don't know inspiration or something to encourage her to kick his ass or I don't know something cool.
okay, so now we have weird 80s movie dinner party. Now, these would continue, oh God, into the mid 90s, I'd say.
Well, they were made popular by nighttime soaps.
Yeah.
You know, this is where somebody gets a drink thrown in their face or
I think we might actually see that.
they pull documents out of a suit. Oh,
And
it's all here.
much like everything else with soaps, Downton Abbey sort of turned this into a they figured out how to do this kind of thing right. Not this part, but the sort of nighttime dinner party.
Mm-hmm.
What I really don't like about Hopkins in this is he's wasting the production design too, right? He's wasting the set decoration. Like somebody put a lot of thought into it, despite it not
Like to differentiate, everything on the table should have looked rotted and evil or something.
something, yeah. But instead now we get that.
Uh, See, look, oh yeah,
Yeah.
fucking Blu-ray rendering just
Nope.
does not
Does
do
not
that
do
any favor.
anything nice.
Like this is when he starts looking rubbery.
Yeah. I think the worst is actually New Nightmare. Because like New Nightmare was supposed to look so
Well, New Night,
awesome.
yeah, it was different. Like the design is cool, but it's just you look at it now because it's just not. It's because of the resolution.
Yeah.
He's not grainy and dark anymore. You see him too clearly.
Why didn't they establish that any of these kids had sleeping problems? Like they managed to do that in all of the other fucking movies.
Yeah, that's where they could have just. Oh no! They could have put in Hypnosil or something.
Something.
Oh, shit on the refrigerator. Die,
Hmm.
bitch.
Okay, so what just happened was is Lisa no, not Lisa, Alice had a micro nap caused by the baby being a
Mm-hmm.
Dream Master 2. Is it the most obvious continuation for this series, her baby being grown up?
It
Like, why
would
wouldn't.
be,
Okay,
but again, this was all about because this was a disappointment. The next one was about putting it all to rest.
I mean now.
Now, they could, but I think they really think this is the one that jumped the shark with. This is the Alien 3 of the Freddy movies, I guess. If not the next one.
Right. I mean, the next one is we don't give a shit and we got to do
Yeah,
one
the next
last
one
movie.
Right. The next one, let's just get this the fuck out. But this was the disappointment coming off of the last one, which was pretty good.
Yeah. And it's just like, you can't tell me there wasn't somebody better who auditioned for this than that guy. Like,
I think
really?
they got who was affordable. He probably knows. He looks like a guy who knows somebody. He's somebody's friend. They said, "Yeah, I know a guy. He's real quirky and he's got a look, and he'll even wear his own wardrobe."
Or Kelly Jo
Yeah, they never play. And I hate how, like, after this, she just became teen mom in a freaking rehab center for the longest time.
Now. She was in Popcorn,
Yeah,
which
she
I
was in
don't
Popcorn.
remember. She was in the first House Party, but she was
Very small part in that.
okay. Um, bit parts in New Jack City. She's in People Under the Stairs, directed by Wes Craven, but she's
Another really small part.
yep, that's what I'm gonna guess. She was in Doc Hollywood as I guess the only black person. Nope, there's another black person in town. Um,
I gotta watch that again.
I know I haven't seen that in 30 years.
Wow.
We could do, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this statement. I am down for let me get the years on this. I am down for 1991 to 1994, but maybe not greedy again. Um,
Yeah,
Michael
that
J.
run from
Fox
Michael J.
season.
Fox. Yeah.
Yeah, because 95 is when he was in American President, so that's when he started doing sidekick roles. He was in Blue in the Face, so bit part roles, and he was in Cold
Mm-hmm.
Blooded, so bit part roles. And then Frighteners was 96, which is also when Spin City started. But
Yeah.
like that 90s, the fucking 90s stretch, I
He
mean,
did have a good run.
yeah, we can talk about Hardway. I will just talk about certain
Hell
people
yeah.
being pieces of shit. But I will say that I'm sad that somebody's a piece of shit because he seems,
Yeah, the hard way is still very good.
yeah, like,
Okay, so we're back to the Freddy house, Nancy's house,
mm-hmm.
with the eternal red door.
All right, so we are halfway through now. So, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure at this point everything's just going to be rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. We've
Yeah.
lost one chick. I think we're going
Mm-hmm.
to lose stupid hair.
Yeah, because this is, spoiler alert, one of
Yeah.
the few movies where they let the the sister live.
Oh, that's what I didn't finish saying. Yes. Um, Kelly Jo Minter ended her career. Oh, she was a crack mom on ER.
Told you.
God, she was like 40th build in Sunset Grill, that Peter Weller, Laurie
Mm.
Singer directed video movie. She was cursing Hooker in Dead Rich Man's Wife.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Dead Man Can't Dance. Dude, Shawnee Smith's in that.
Really?
Yes, it's about Adrian Paul and Michael Bean invading North Korea with R. Lee Ermey.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was in the wilderness.
I'd have to
Jeez.
make this available. Okay. So she was in Stranger Inside, which I want to see because it's Cheryl Dunye. Tapped Out, the Coolio movie. She's second billed in that.
Eh, Gosh. Kids aren't supposed to be this creepy looking.
Nah.
I think he's still acting though.
A little bit. Yeah. Oh, she was in that Coolio movie because she's married to the director.
Oh.
And they got a bunch of kids. So at least she's
Mm,
got that shit going on.
yeah. Something to fall back on. Ooh.
I mean, to be real, very few people who got started in the mid to late 80s, like, really had the career their potential deserved.
Not very many. No.
Oh shit. She was in the Principal,
Oh wow.
which is
Morning, Mr. Latimer.
okay, come on. Wait, why are you still alive, dude? I thought you were gonna die.
Now he's gonna get it, but see, this is killing airtime. They gotta do a lot of running around.
Also, Kelly Jo Minter is gonna be like a fucking candy striper at the hospital, which makes very little sense in the year. Not ones without fucking brains, idiot. Like,
All right, let's just show how we do procedure here.
yeah, I'm fairly sure that Kelly Jo Minter wouldn't have been trained on this as a after school worker.
No, not as a candy
Oh no,
striper.
this is the piece of shit
Oh,
doctor. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, but it's still Kelly Jo Minter.
right, she's right there. The original Lisa Turtle.
Poor Lark Voorhees.
Right?
I
Now,
mean, being the only
yeah.
black girl on that show for 5 years probably did that to her, but still.
Yeah, that dealing with Martin Lawrence then.
Mm, forgot about that.
It was a lot of yeah. Um
Hold on. I think it turns into Freddy's face or some shit.
yeah.
Oh my God. Hurry up. Oh, good. It's like Tron. Did anybody ever see Tron?
Oh man.
What is happening? I forgot about this. She goes in to see the evil baby.
There's a lot of her just watching shit
Yeah.
go down. And I'd really like to know what the passage of time this fucking movie is, because
I think about 4 days. That's not how big the fucking baby was on the ultrasound, dummies. We watched the same
No.
movie you did.
Huh.
Oh my God.
Oh. This is
Mullet is just such a fucking like I guess that this is kind of also in many ways like well, less like two because two at least had recognizable face Clue Gulliger, but this is just like this thing that you're just like, where else would I have ever seen these people? And you're like, oh, they would have been the car rental bit player on a TV show or something. Like,
yeah.
is
Yeah, a lot of
just
these folks did TV. A lot of TV.
if that, right? Like,
Yeah. Because I know Lisa Wilcox did a lot of TV. I hadn't even realized she'd done.
well, yeah,
Oh, look at that in the back.
we talked about the TV she's done. Zoinks!
The pants
Yeah.
plant pot. That's kind of cool.
That's the thing is her room's cooler than she is. Like, it makes no
Right.
sense.
She moved all the shit from her brother's room in her room.
Right? In their new house.
Like, there's no. She really doesn't have a picture of her and her brother anywhere.
Nope. They weren't going to pay him to come back. She had the same picture of Danny twice. Would you look at the fucking directing that he's doing here? What is he doing? Like, I
Yeah.
know I don't want to fucking shoot most of this scene either, but still, like,
Oh.
all right, he made
Oh,
Predator
the
2
damn.
after this.
That set.
Yeah, it shook.
The whole
Yeah.
wall just fucking.
These fucking fake ass newspaper printouts, like,
Maybe another thing about Lisa Wilcox here is that the she was at that point where she stopped looking young
yeah. And I
and
think
started looking more adult.
she's 25, so yeah.
Yeah,
Which
and
is why they
that
should have
does
said
happen
it. They should have said it like if they
in
still could have
college.
killed Danny, yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure you can't have an abortion by the time the baby could have a fucking dream, but dude here's not on his way to fucking
Mm.
uh medical school. Okay, so it said on the newspaper, and we don't talk about it, but it said child molester, talking about Freddy Krueger versus
Uh-huh.
child killer. Okay, so here are Dan's parents, who we did not meet in the last movie, and we only met at the beginning of this movie because Lisa's ruining his life by ruining his football career. And here they're going to say they want the baby. Does this go anywhere, or is this just fucking 5 minutes of filler? It's 5 minutes of filler.
Yeah, it's just. Wait, was that even the guy that played his dad?
At the beginning, yeah. The other guy was the high
Okay,
school coach or the college
about to say.
recruiter who shouldn't have been in that photo they made a big deal of. Like, it's just nonsense. This goes absolutely nowhere and has absolutely no bearing on the film. Because, spoiler alert, she doesn't the movie doesn't go on for another 8.5 months or anything, folks. The movie goes on for another like 3 days. So like the Dream Child, dude, that's what they should have opened. Fucking, they should have done some cruel ass um Halloween Curse of Michael Myers shit at the front of Freddy's Dead. They should have had her on the way to the hospital to give birth, and they like fucking run into a wall and blow up. Especially not Freddy Krueger. Come on, hair.
Now that's a part one of the Coreys could have played.
Oh my god. Yes, it is.
Oh man,
You didn't
I
have
wouldn't want
enough
to see Haim get wasted, but
Feldman? You didn't have enough fucking. What was he on in '89? Like,
they were both coming off a
no, I mean,
little dream.
I don't mean dream. I mean, what drugs was Corey Feldman on in
Oh,
1989?
probably a number of things. I mean, that's what his whole fetish started. The MJ thing.
Oh,
The hair and the clothes and
you know what I would call Christian mythology? Might call that the Bible. Like, well, because okay, so something else that we haven't really talked about and that people don't really, discuss when talking about this contextually is the 80s had the satanic panic, and in those crosshairs were slasher movies, right? Like it was one of those things that you had like uniform support against, right? Like Siskel and Ebert were always up in arms about these, and yeah. So like this was gonna probably, I mean, the last one opened with a Bible quote, so like this one's
mm-hmm.
gonna tone it down a little. Try not to piss anybody off while still being dirt cheap. Now it's time for our swimming pool um,
All
dream
right, this is
sequence.
supposed to make a believer out of her because up until
Mhm.
now she's been fucking stubborn about it.
Why has she been stubborn about it? Unclear. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's not even in the pool, or is it eventually in the pool?
Well, somehow she ends up having to dive, but she gets, I think, pulled into Alice's dream here.
Look at all those Marvel comics. Maybe they did have a Marvel tie-in.
Yeah, they had a limited series with so many different companies have had Freddy. It's almost
Had
like
Hellraiser 2 come out
Ghostbusters.
yet at this point? Like,
Yeah, it either came out before this or sometime around this.
okay.
Oh,
Dreaming she's going up this clear. I believe what we have there is called a diving double. Oh, but we're not even going to dive.
Wait.
Well, also, like, the composites are so fucking cheap in this. Like,
Yeah. All that.
they, the thing about four, and we talked about it, stunt person, was, it had fucking incredible special effects, right? Like, and this
Yeah,
one
but
is just,
you know what it is? They went kind of scale. Like they didn't go as broad as something like in part two with the bus.
right.
But they did do stuff like the big worm, which was in a room. You know,
Yeah.
that was the big effect of the room, and then certain, yeah, the effects they did were just kind of the one sort of spotlight effect in the scene. They didn't do anything like that, which is too big for doing claymation. Freddy's Nightmares this Saturday night.
On NBC, what was it? Was it syndicated or was it?
NBC, yeah,
Okay.
right after Saturday Night Live, I think. Yeah, it was after Saturday Night Live, before Apollo, or it might have been after Apollo, even sometimes. Yep, it's real.
Do we have to find Amanda? Is Hare still alive? Yes.
Yes.
God damn it. All right.
Oh, the
Spider-Man and
Avengers.
Power Pack. Oh my god,
Hey,
it's the Spider-Man and Power
the
Pack.
special.
Yeah,
That's
the
the
special.
where they retcon Peter Parker and his
Mm-hmm.
special friend.
What a weird way to like present that concern. Especially since like we find out that it was very ineffective at actually saving kids from being abused. Like all of those things did not actually
Yeah,
help. Take on me. Do
right.
that's what they should have done. By this time, they should have gotten the lead singer of that. He would have been 55, would have been fine. And they should have just had him sing. Because it was after the Living Daylights, so Aha's moment was long over.
Yeah, they were up and gone.
Well, I don't know. Also, because like this one's sets look very much like you're in like a
Well,
laser tag arena or some shit. Like this,
they're all really. Everything in this has been in a MTV video at this point.
yeah, but not like a good MTV video.
Oh, this is like Hall and Oates out of touch looking. Or a rock video from a shitty band.
Mm-hmm. What? Who gives a shit? Like what?
No, this is when he like mans up, right? And
I think so.
for 5 seconds,
What is the
you'd think
name?
if he manned up enough in his dream to become his thing, he would be able to fight Freddy off.
Okay, he's going to become Orson Randall, Iron Fist of.
Oh,
But like the black and white shit isn't done well. Like, yeah.
Yeah, they don't play fair with the rules in this one.
No, not at all. Like all of the nobody has dream powers that can affect Freddy, really. It's all just
Yeah.
I mean, to some degree, like, why didn't Kincaid have a better
Mm-hmm.
do we actually see Freddy's eyes open so he can wink at us? No.
Okay, that is not Robert Englund. I think that's actually the guy that played Ben Grimm in the
I think it
thing.
is, yeah. We'll have to look.
But that's a movie we don't talk about around these parts.
No. Yeah.
Oh, he's killing Fido Dido. Ah,
I mean, this is also one that's very much directed for cable. It's very much directed for video, like
yeah. This is to get every. Oh, it's a Spider-Man comic.
with Mary Jane and Gwen.
Hmm. Uh, yeah, this gets you in and out.
We got to see if they credit the comic book artist.
I doubt it. I'm sure they might have credited Marvel because this is still when everybody was getting screwed over.
Yeah. We didn't really establish well enough that his dad owns the warehouse and he lives there.
Mm.
Like, that was not clear enough before.
And another thing about Alice, Springwood got the dumbest police because she would have had to been somewhere under questioning because all these people around her just happen to die,
Mm-hmm.
including the ones from the last movie, and it's just like, well, Alice, you're the only one who knows about these things. You actually are present when this guy died, so
This is what we've been seeing in the last two movies is that the death of all these kids does not have like an effect on the town.
no, this
Like,
is where the whole this is where the other layer comes in, where this whole scenario is movies. Like there's no real canon. You know what I'm saying? Like the only constant is that there's a Freddy, which is why for some reason the rules just keep changing all the time. I think that's why they did New Nightmare the way they did it, and then the next one the way they did it, because these are all just after some point just another Freddy movie,
right.
just with loose continuity.
Craig Wasson should walk over from next door and be like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing here?" There's also um our hallway hospital from the last movie set. They're just redressing it for yeah, I guess in a lot of these I don't think about how much of set redressing they're doing, whereas in this one, it's just so obvious.
I just want to know what the turnover was between the last one and this one, because this really like got dumped out.
Okay, this dropped August 11th, 1989. They fucking advertised the shit out of it. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. This was all over the place. This is the one that had fucking commercials on BET and shit.
I mean, a year.
Yeah.
Less than a year. This came out August 11th. Four came out August 19th,
Uh,
the year before. Dream Warriors at least came out in February of '87, which means they had a little bit more time, but nah,
oh yeah, this was.
they fucking zoomed through this shit. Yeah, man. Freddy's Nightmare season 2 kicked off October '89. They totally could have done something like that, right? Like,
But honestly, this could have been another one where you could have brought Craig Wasson back.
yeah.
Seriously, because it involves the Amanda mythology.
Mm-hmm. It would have made sense. Yeah.
Oh god. Oh. No.
Don't she and the kid have to run around like it's Labyrinth for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of the big finale. Because here they fake kill him. You look just like your mother.
I'm fairly sure, folks, even in the 1940s, this is not what insane asylums were like. And so,
No. Some fucking dungeon boiler room where everybody is just walking around.
ooh, look at those special effects. Stephen Hopkins would bring that back in Lost in Space. We haven't talked about it, but I'm pretty sure the deal is she's trying to find Amanda's body or something.
Mm.
Okay, what is the deal with his arm that's like distended in all the scenes?
Yeah, it's.
Because he did it in the first scene that didn't make any sense, and now
Mm-hmm.
it's like we're
Well,
doing this.
it's kind of like this around the time Beetlejuice came out, right?
Yes, it is. This is post Beetlejuice.
Uh, yeah. David
The
Bowie's just
I
sitting on
know.
his throne, shaking his head like, "Oh God."
Well, it's just kind of like the composites are just bad, but they're also like poorly.
Mm.
They like weren't storyboarded well either, right? Like,
No, because this
um,
is. It kind of makes even less sense the way it's being done.
and exit Danny Hassel.
There's nothing, really exciting about this. This is one of the worst climaxes. It's like they thought they were doing something good.
I don't know if they
Nobody
thought they
saw
were.
Labyrinth.
I don't know if they thought they were doing something good so much as they didn't think anybody was going to care. Like,
Nobody saw Labyrinth. They're not gonna care.
meanwhile, their like fucking target audience was had grown up on that shit. Like at
Yeah.
this point, oh my god, 10 more minutes.
Remember when Labyrinth was the flop nobody saw
Hmm.
before it became everybody's favorite '80s fantasy movie?
I mean, what other 80s fantasy movie would you watch? Okay, so here we get like some dirt cheap. Um, oh look,
Yeah,
I
look at
can
that.
see the foam. Oh,
Spirit Halloween. Yeah. Not since Jesse in part two.
I wonder. I feel like the trivia would have come out if there had been like some sort of a weird um MPAA deal or something
Mhm.
like you can do the nun getting raped by 100 psychos and giving birth to Freddy, but like the rest of your stuff's gonna be really limited. But I doubt it. I think they just rushed it and were cheap.
No, that would have been too graphic. Oh, you freed Amanda. You've won the Free Amanda trophy.
Hmm. Well, also, like she was much more fucked up in the last scene, right? Like
Hmm.
it would have been nice if they gotten somebody able to
Yeah.
deliver lines to play Amanda. Just saying. Also, kids' makeup around the lips, really bad.
Oh no. Is this? Yeah. He turned into a garbage pail kid.
That was 88, right? Or was that
I think it was 87, 88.
okay?
Oh. And yeah.
Yeah, they've got their death faces still, which is weird.
And that's the thing. The victim list here was so small.
Small and only Danny seems like he might have been.
Give any worth,
Yeah,
any value.
he should have made it another scene or two. Like he shouldn't have been the first to go.
No. Whoa.
Okay, so basket case has escaped. There's unborn Jacob.
Oh, and Amanda stops Freddy
Hmm.
from squirming away. Oh, this is sad here.
I I find it hard to believe nobody in a theater loudly said this is bullshit at this
Yeah,
point in
that right there.
1989. What a bunch of bullshit.
See, I always thought that sucked. She had to go limping away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit ain't over, bitch. Hey, didn't one of the Arkham games end like that?
I think so. So another movie. Doesn't another movie end with people fighting in forever? Oh, maybe there is a
Yeah.
baby at the end. Fucking Monster Squad. That's
Hmm.
the end of Monster Squad when Dracula gets into the time rift and he and Van Helsing are
All right.
fighting. Yeah. All right, I was wrong. And I watched this a week ago and I forgot the fucking baby shows up.
Yeah, there goes that sped up time frame.
Is the dad still alive? They could do a fucking weird ass sequel where he married Kelly Jo Minter. Hey, it's a Pepsi one. Look, look, you can barely see it because Pepsi's not fucking on board with they don't want to hear any more shit about being in a slasher movie, but
So it's just Epsy then.
yeah.
Oh, wait, whoa.
Oh yes, you were telling me. This is what we got to look forward to.
Umo D. But I got him. Hey.
This is a diss track about LL Cool J.
Yes. And I say he won. I say Kumo D won. Because LL had to get writers to do his shit. So, ah, the good old days of hip hop.
All right, George P. Wilbur. So Michael was in this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 4 minute end credits. We are getting scrolling versus title cards. So
Mm-hmm.
Michael DeLuca is now getting credit as Michael, not Mike.
The way I rock, get off my jock. This.
I
Yeah.
like how this has
Young,
absolutely nothing to
nothing
do
to
with
do
this.
with the movie. Just about a battle. That's the only similarity. Well, they threw this in there because they knew where part of the audience came from. You know,
Right.
New Line. New Line always was good with the like. I'm sure the urban territory, the urban market. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had the all the Ice Cube movies and House Party and all that. So
Yeah.
they knew how to market their shit. I don't even know if this is on the soundtrack. This is just on here because this song was fucking popular at the time. I think they play the whole thing too.
Oh yeah.
That's
Do they
why the
do
credits
a
are so fucking long.
do they do a did they do a video?
For this,
Yeah.
they might have, but there might have been two versions.
Okay.
There might have been the soundtrack version with clips, and then just another one with Kumo D. I gotta check that out. Here it comes. LL stands for little logic. Live a lip, losers lips. No life with the loud raps, boy. Hey.
David Miller's studio, that is a new guy. He did not do Freddy in the last two, at least two,
Uh-huh.
maybe more. Peter Curran, his name's familiar. Like maybe he actually worked on something like Jurassic Park. Maybe not. Dennis Muren did that. We are actually getting other mechanical and effect shops. I'm sorry about
Mhm.
that. I said we weren't going to get them,
They went
but
around.
really, they aren't as good as the guys from last time, and
That's why it
especially
doesn't.
not.
That's why it doesn't all look consistent at
No, and the
all.
Doug Biswick ones are bad. Those were bad. Oh, there's Kurtzman and Nicaro and Berger. Too bad they lit it badly. Like that's the other thing is like we talked about it with the four. You got to get some slime in there, and they really didn't get the wet. They really didn't do
Mhm.
that. All right, here's our soundtrack. This being the first song that I sort of remember.
Let's go. Kumo D. And then thinking about talking about making the money for
Soundtrack
money.
available on Jive
Live
Records.
records. Sold for what? With no heart. A fool in his money will always part.
Oh, look, Wes Craven had something to do with this. I'm shocked. And then what's interesting is this is the fourth New Line Heron venture. Presumably the first one was not, but I thought the second one was the second venture. Oh, I'm sorry. The song goes on longer than the credits. Okay, so surprisingly, that did not lead to a renewed interest in the franchise in the theater.
Absolutely not. Nope.
The TV show lasted another year and sort of strangled the life out of the brand. And then they scrambled together Freddy's Dead for what, 91? So they only did take a year off, but it came out in September 91. And
Yeah, they
it
made
was,
there was fanfare. I
there
remember the
was a 3D sequence that we will not enjoy. As I mentioned before, the home video version is shorter than the theatrical version, and pretty much what you lose is more Breckenmeyer and Yafet Kodo.
oh.
So that sort of sucks because we're gonna miss out on some Yafet Kodo. But
Mm.
what's weird is I will be damned if I can figure out. Nobody talks about it being a shorter version. Like,
That's because whatever's trimmed, there's no real people don't really notice the difference. I'm sure.
it's a Yafet Kodo scene. Maybe well, I think they're saying it's the difference between the 2D version and the 3D version, but I don't really buy that because
Hmm.
what I mean, like Yafet Koto's barely in it, and what's missing is him like talking at it. Okay, so it adds up to yes, it is actually. I'm looking at it. The German version is 3 minutes longer. And
Hmm.
I'm looking at it on movie censorship, and it is a bunch of shots of um, Yafet Koto having a conversation about, oh, oh my God. No, it actually is the 3D related because Yafet Koto was using 3D for his therapy sessions. Okay. Well, that'll be next time we talk about that. And despite it being Lisa Zane, I don't think I'm going to be watching it ahead of time because I've seen it twice, and that's more than enough. All right. You got anything else for this one?
Not really. This was very much a dud. This is one of the ones I don't think I didn't like it back then either. So it's a disappointing follow up. Is what
Yeah.
it really is
And it really
ultimately.
just fucking shits out all the traction they'd made. Especially when
Yeah.
you think about that, like, when you think about Freddy's Dead and you think about Freddy Overload, it's like you're thinking about that from the context of there being too much Robert Englund. But there's barely any fucking Robert Englund in this one when you really think about it. It's more like he was like, I'm not willing. I get paid better on the fucking show. Are you going to pay me better for the movie? And they were like, no. And he was like, then I'm not going to do that much.
Well, then again, on the show, too, though, I think even he was starting to acknowledge there was too much Freddy at a certain point. Because even on the show, there was a time where they backed off of his stories.
Okay.
And it became more of a Tales from the Dark Side almost type show.
That's what the second season looked like for me.
Yeah.
Flipping through pretty quick, yeah. But not with a Tales from the Dark Side level cast, much less a fucking Tales from the Crypt level cast.
Right.
Yeah.
That's when those anthologies, I mean, there was one every week. It was the Twilight Zone remake, The Outer Limits, Tales from the Crypt.
Hitchhiker was one of those things.
Hitchhiker, yeah.
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was just so many of them at the same time at one point.
It's wild to think about how many people that must have, the industry that must have kept going just on set dressing for 4 fucking different shows, anthology shows that were gonna have different things, just all of that. Mm-hmm. And then that just all went away for reality television. So it makes sense that they want to be cheaper. How about that?
Yeah.
It does make sense that they want to be cheaper with shit. But yeah. All right, folks. We'll be back next time then with Freddy's Dead.
Freddy's Muerto, which was intended to be the final nail in the coffin of this franchise, the final chapter, so to speak. But much like Part 5, it was a dud and an ultimate disappointment. So we'll get into all of that next week.
Yep.
Alrighty. Till then, we're signing off and signing out. Good luck and good night.